Hello everyone, back tuning into this evening's video. We're going to have a look at Stormwatch this evening. We've got the risk of some thunderstorms coming up from the south overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. And then another batch of storms, maybe more widespread, on Thursday night. And lasting into Friday is an area of persistent and heavy rain. Now, there's been some changes with this. So that area of persistent and heavy rain has been pushed to the west quite a bit on Friday. It may be moved back eastwards again. Don't necessarily be thinking that this is how it's definitely going to pan out. But at the moment, it's looking like it's more western parts of the country under the threat of some persistent and heavy, maybe torrential rain on Friday, with the east tending to get away with it a little bit. But I think could all get some thunderstorms overnight, Thursday into Friday. I'll show you all the detail on it in a moment so you can see how things have developed since the last Stormwatch. But before I get on with that, just very quickly to say about the advertising at gasservice.com. There's video ads on most pages, so you open out the content if you watch them and close back up again. Thanks so much for doing that. There's also links to articles on all pages. So, yeah, give the articles a little bit of a click. If there's anything there that you're interested in, you'll be helping to pay for gasservice.com. So just very quickly starting off with the radar picture from the Weather Outlook. There's not a great deal going on, but we've got some echoes down across the very far southwest, off the southwestern tip of Cornwall actually, so it's still out to sea. But this is sort of the very earliest stages of trouble brewing, and you probably can't make it out, but there are a few echoes just appearing across the northern parts of France. Well, again, it's just the very start of what's going to happen later on tonight. So just put it all in context, got a ridge of high pressure through the country at the moment, but it's this area of low pressure down across northern France and the Bay of Biscay that we're interested in. That's going to be pushing northwards through the course of tonight and into tomorrow. Here it comes at midday tomorrow, moving out of France. And then we form a proper area of low pressure over the top of the country by the time we get through to midnight on Friday. And that low pressure is then pushing northwards and eastwards through Friday itself. There's going to be a weather front that's going to be strung out on the western side of this low pressure. So at the moment, it looks like that weather is going to be for more sort of northern and western parts of the country. But if this low pressure is a little bit further eastwards as it's pushing north, then of course that weather front will be further east as well. So it's not necessarily totally pinned down, I don't think, where that band of persistent rain will be on Friday. That's what I'm more concerned about than the thunderstorms, actually. Thunderstorms will be quite intense, but I think it's that persistent band of rain on Friday, but it does have the potential, depending on where it is, for some flooding. If it's around western coast, then of course it's raining into the sea, so it's not going to be too bad. But if it's through inland parts all day on Friday, then it will be a very disruptive, or potentially a very disruptive spell. So we've got to keep an eye on it. But don't get through to midnight on Saturday, that low pressure then is clearing away into the North Sea. So let's have a look at how the precipitation is forecast to pan out with this. Here we are at midnight, and you can see all of the heavy showers and thunderstorms across northern France gathering through the channel. The GFS then moves from northwards into southern counties, and a little bit of a change because they actually stick around the south and southwest. They don't move up across eastern parts of the UK through tomorrow morning, so they stick more or less around the south and the southwest, those showers and downpours, and then eventually finish up around the Irish Sea. And another cluster of storms by 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow then starts heading towards the southeast, and it all starts to get much more widespread then as we go through into midnight on Friday. You can see that many parts of England and Wales at that point at risk of some heavy rain, form of showers or thunderstorms. Notice this band of heavy rain through the Irish Sea. That's sort of that band of rain that I'm concerned about getting going. It is around those western fringes and stretching up into southwestern parts of Scotland. 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday, so there's the band of persistent rain through Scotland and coming down into the Irish Sea and through into Wales and into southwestern England. You can see the potential is there in that swathe for some very wet conditions indeed. Further east, these areas of precipitation are showers and thunderstorms moving north and east. They do not quite potent, so they could get some heavy rain overnight Friday, Thursday into Friday. Going through Friday itself, this is midday Friday, and we find that band of rain still being broadly the same place through Scotland and northern England, coming down into Wales through into southwestern England. These areas could get up to 50 millimetres of rain, 2 inches, or perhaps even more. And you notice again, to the east of that rain band, not a great deal going on. But this could be trended eastward, so it's not necessarily the case that this is exactly where this band of persistent rain will be on Friday. And then through the course of Friday evening, it all clears away to the east, and the rain will die down as well. There will be convective potential with this, so here's the Cape and lifted index charts. We can see that for midnight tonight, we've got the green colours appearing along the south coast through the channel. Will be risk of lightning and thunder down there, and then it all starts to push northwards in towards the southwest of England, particularly by 6 o'clock in the morning. Going through Thursday itself and into the early hours of Friday again, there is the potential for Cape there across the country. This is not tremendous Cape, so I'm not sure the lightning and thunder will be all that dramatic with this. There could be some pretty beefy storm, but I think it's more rain that we've got to be concerned about where that band of rain is setting up. But certainly there will be lightning and thunder around, so if you're down in the south, don't be surprised if you're woken up by a rumble of thunder tonight, and again probably through the course of Thursday afternoon. And Thursday night, Friday morning, there will be risk of lightning and thunder in place. So it all clears away as we go through into Friday night. These are the 5-day precipitation total charts from the Weather Outlook in high definition. You remember when I showed you this a couple of nights ago, this area, this swathe of the wettest conditions was east of this, so now it's showing it through Scotland, particularly southwestern Scotland, through the Irish Sea into Wales and southwestern parts of England. A couple of nights ago, that was much more centred over the middle of the country, through parts of the Midlands, for example, and down into central southern England. So it's definitely being pushed westwards, the wettest potential with this, but it could get trendy back east again. For the Midlands, eastern England, southeast England, we're seeing sort of precipitation of around 10 to 20 millimetres. So getting on for an inch of rain in a few places, and that's mainly in the form of those thunderstorms, particularly on Thursday night. That's all the GFS. This is the high resolution Euro 4 UK Met Office product from the website Weather Online. And we see that at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's the showers and storms on the south coast, going down through into the channel as well. It delays moving these storms northwards until the early hours of the morning, similar to the GFS, but it does move them further northwards tomorrow morning. So we are seeing the showers and storms coming up in towards parts of Wales, and even into the Midlands, actually, through the course of Thursday morning, whereas the GFS wants this more down towards the southwest. So a little bit of a discrepancy there between the GFS and the Euro 4 as to how far inland these storms get tomorrow morning, but they could be pretty beefy. You can see from the dark blue coast there is the potential for some quite heavy rain in places, and then they go further north in towards northern England, particularly through Wales during the course of Thursday afternoon, and there's that next batch of storms then started to come out of northern France in towards southeastern parts of England by 6 o'clock in the evening, and those storms move up through the Midlands and East Anglia particularly by midnight on Friday. So we'd have to watch out for some pretty nasty thunderstorms there. There's the band of rain, persistent rain getting going through northern England, Wales and the southwest, and we end up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday, which is as far as we can go so far with Euro 4. And we've got that swathe of rain through northern England and Scotland coming down into Wales and down into the southwest of England too. Not too much to the southeast of that once those storms clear away overnight from Thursday into Friday. Finally, WRF model again. This is another high-res model. This starts off at midnight tonight. And as we run through, we see that the storms gather down to the south, along the south coast, through into the early hours. And this is 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. A lot of storms at that point, potentially, through those southern counties and down into the southwest. But similar to the GFS, the storms sort of go off towards Wales and start to fizzle out through the course of the morning. Don't amount to too much across the Midlands and eastern parts of England. But as we get through into Thursday night, another cluster of storms. These ones very intense, potentially developing down in the southeast, coming out of northern parts of France, may push northwards through the early hours of Friday. There they go, not affecting eastern counties too much, but particularly through the Midlands and into Wales. Some heavy storms may up in towards northern England and Scotland as well. This is that band of persistent rain may getting going through the course of Friday. It's a very similar position to where the GFS wants it. So it's through Scotland, northern England, down into Wales, into some southwest parts of England. In those areas, you could get up to 2 or 3 inches of rain. But that band of persistent rain could change. It may not be exactly in that position. It could be further eastwards of that. And then eventually it all clears away to the north and the east through the early hours of Friday. So it's a little bit of a change on what we've had. It's still a bit of a job to pin this one down. I think what we're looking at definitely is some thunderstorms coming onto the south coast in the early hours of the morning. So if you're in the south, don't be surprised if you hear some rumbles of thunder overnight. They push northwards through the course of tomorrow morning, but how far north they get and how far east they get is open to question. They may not get into East Anglia and South East England, could be more towards the West Midlands and Wales and southwest parts of England. Then they'll ease down before another bunch of thunderstorms comes up out of France late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Those ones could be really quite intense and nasty, giving some torrential rain. And we finish up on Friday with a band of persistent thundery rain somewhere around the country. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be in the north and west, but it could be further eastwards. I'll be keeping you posted. So quite a lot going on, and if you do get some pictures with some lightning, don't forget you can email them to me at gazservice@gmail.com, or you can tweet them to me, however you want to do it, and I may feature them in some videos coming up over the next few days. So keep a lookout for lightning and thunder if that's what you enjoy. That's it for now, and thanks for watching.